Next up on Encounter, it's our Survey Says segment. Each month we take a look at a current survey that you might find interesting. And this month we take a look at the Pew Research Center's Fact Tank analysis on meditation. Meditation often is associated with Eastern spirituality, but substantial shares of Americans of nearly all religious groups, as well as those who have no religious affiliation at all, say they meditate at least once a week. Americans tend to say they meditate regularly. 40% do so at least weekly, or really, if at all, 45% seldom or never do. There's not much middle ground. Only 8% say they meditate once or twice a month, and only 4% say they do so several times a year. But these figures vary widely among different U.S. religious groups. Perhaps unsurprisingly, many Buddhists and substantial numbers of Hindus say they meditate regularly, according to Pew Research Center's 2014 Religious Landscape Study. Indeed, 2/3 of Buddhists and 1/3 of Hindus in the survey say they meditate at least once a week. At the same time, many Christians, including 49% of evangelical Protestants, 40% of Catholics, and 55% of members of the historically black Protestant tradition, also say they meditate once a week or more. Among some smaller Christian groups, the share of self-described meditators is somewhat higher. 60% of Mormons and 77% of Jehovah's Witnesses say they meditate at least once per week. Both Mormons and Jehovah's Witnesses are encouraged by their churches to meditate. Within Christianity, the practice of meditation or silent contemplation dates back to the Desert Fathers during the first centuries after the death of Jesus. Today, Christians of various traditions still encourage meditation as a means to try to get closer to God. Eastern-style meditation, by contrast, generally involves clearing the mind. Some Christians and others may think of meditation as a form of prayer, given that there can be some overlap between the two practices. As for religiously unaffiliated Americans, defined as those who identify as atheist, agnostic, or nothing in particular, about 26% also say they meditate regularly. Even among self-described atheists, about 1 in 5, or 19%, meditate weekly or more often. Thanks again to our friends at the Pew Research Center for providing us with a look at that survey.